Shalom. This is going to be called the Valley of Dry Bones. Ezekiel 37, the Valley of Dry Bones. The spiritual death and the resurrection of the Israelite nation. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, the prophet is inspired by the Most High to give a very interesting prophecy concerning to the condition and redemption of the nation of Israel. The prophecy seems to be somewhat controversial because many men with little understanding of Yah's holy things have attempted to explain this. I've heard preachers try to turn this prophecy into something other than what Yah intended to be. With what being said, the next questions are: what is Yah saying through the mouth of Ezekiel? Who are the dry bones? What is the symbolism or meaning of this prophecy? On this page with the guidings and the will of Yah, I will show you what this very important prophecy means, to whom it is addressed. My goal is to provide a greater understanding of who the Israelites are. I pray that Yah open your mind and give you understanding. Ezekiel 37:1. The hand of Yah was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of Yah, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. Verse 2. And caused me to pass by the roundabout, and behold, there were many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. It's a good scripture. And it says Yah is giving the prophet Ezekiel, that's the Hebrew name, a vision of the valley which is full of bones. These bones were once people, the people of Israel, and Israel has been dead so long till they are now skeletons. Their skeletons have been in this valley so long till the bones are now dry. There's no sign of life in these people. As we continue with this prophecy, we'll see the prophecy. We'll see that Yah is showing Ezekiel's not physical death, but the spiritual one. The third verse. He said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yah, you know. Fourth verse. Again he said unto me, a prophecy upon these bones, say unto them, O you dry bones, hear the word of Yah. Yah told Ezekiel to prophesy to these bones, and heard his words. And now this shows us that the bones are physically dead people, because one does not prophesy to the dead people or their bones. Dead people cannot hear. So we know this is symbolic. Yah is equating to the condition of Israel with that dry bones in a valley. Before we continue with this chapter, we must examine how and when Israel became spiritually dead. Hosea 13:1. When Ephraim spake trembling, he exalted himself in Israel, but when he offended in Baal, he died. Verse 2. And now then they sin more and more, and have made them molten images, idolatry of their silver and idols, according to their own understanding. All of it, the work of the craftsmen, they say of them, and let the men that sacrifice kiss the calves. Third verse. Therefore they shall be as the morning cloud, as the early dew, that they pass away as the shaft that is given with the whirlwind without the floor, and as the smoke out of the chimney. When the Israelites went after other gods and served them, that's when they died. They turned from serving Yah and died spiritually. Proverbs 21 and 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Israel has wandered out of the way of understanding. He has rejected knowledge. So now he is in the congregation of the dead. Israel is a spiritually dead people. But we have lost our identity, so now we are twice dead, or as Ezekiel says, we are very dry. Look at what Yahuwah said in, a lot of people say Yahusha, but it's Yahuwah in Matthew 8:21 and 22. And it says, another person of his disciples said unto him, Master, suffer me first to go and bury my father. But Yahuwah said unto him, Follow me, and let the dead bury their dead. So Yahuwah, known as Yahuwah, was saying, let the spiritually dead bury the physical dead. Those spiritually dead people were the Israelites. We have been dead for a long time, as Yah shows in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 65 and verse 2. I have spread out my hands and all the day unto the rebellious people, which walketh in the way that was not good, after their own thoughts. Verse 3. The people that provoketh me to the anger continually to my face, and that sacrifice in the gardens and the burneth incense upon altars of brick. Fourth verse. Which remain among the grace lodged in the monuments, which eat swine flesh and broth of the abomination things, is in their vessels. Yah said Israel is dead in verse 4. He said we will remain among the graves. What is in the graves? Dead people. Israel refused to listen to Yah's word, but notice what he says in verse 3. Yah said we continually as a people provoke him to anger. He knew that we would not listen, so he had to do something else to us to make us understand. Let's return to Ezekiel 37, verse 5. Thus saith Yah unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And it says, And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring upon the flesh upon you, and cover you with the skin, and put the breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yah. So I prophesied as I commanded, and as I prophesied, there was noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, the bone to his bone. In his 8th verse, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and then the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Means no light. And Yah told Ezekiel to prophesy, told a prophecy to the bones, and Ezekiel did as he was commanded. Scripture said the bones heard Ezekiel and became flesh, but they still remain lifeless, dead. In other words, they're dry bones. Heard of the words of Yahuwah, they got excited and shook a little. What this means is we were told we are the Israelites of the Bible. We are the true chosen people. When we began to hear the law and find a righteous path, but at the same time we refuse to submit fully to Yahuwah. They say Yah in this one. So we began to look above, but we're still dead. They didn't want to hear what thus says Yahuwah, and they say Yah, but they want to continue serving false gods, Jesus, Allah, etc., and false doctrine. So therefore they remain among the dead. They've been cut off. Idolatry, like I mentioned in my videos. So check that out on dailymotion.com. Israel's in idolatry. Type my name, Barry Scott, and .com. Dailymotion.com. To get these people awakened, Yah had to do something else and let them see what it is. Verse 9, then they said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind prophecy, son of man, say to wind, thus saith Yahuwah, a lot of people say Yah in this one, and come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live. Once again, Yah commanded Ezekiel to prophesy, they would say, but it was not to the dry bones. It was the four winds. Yah said that these four will breathe breath into these dry bones, and they will leave. This is interesting. What is so special about the winds is that it makes the dead come alive. To answer that, we will have to see what the four winds are. For that answer, let's quickly look at Daniel. Daniel 1 and 7. The first year of Belshazzar, that's Daniel's captive name, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream, visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told his some of the matters. Daniel speak as said, and I saw in my vision by night, behold, the four winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea. And it says, and the four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. That's talking about diverse kingdoms. Talk about the first one and things like that. I talk about it in my dream video, so check those out. The first was like a lion and had eagle wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made to stand upon, and the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And here's Daniel, here's the 5th verse in Daniel chapter 7. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it was raised up on one side, and had the 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it, and they say thus unto you, arise, devour much flesh. A lot of people false prophets would want to use is Russia. That's a lie. That's talking about Turkey and Pergamos. They the bear, not Russia. After this I beheld, lo, another like a leopard, which upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. And here's the 7th verse. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, the 4th beast, dreadful and terrible. It said the 4th beast was dreadful and terrible. I mentioned that in Daniel. And strong exceedingly. And it has a great iron teeth. And it devoured and break in pieces, and stamp the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, there were before it, and it had 10 horns. Like that's talking about the 4th empire, the mix of Mary Clay on the bottom. Daniel has described the 4 winds as 4 beasts. But now let's look at the little further in this chapter for this meaning of what 4 beasts are. Here's the 17th verse. They skipped on down. They said, these great beasts which are 4, and are 4 kings, which shall arise out of the earth. The 4th beast are 4 kings or kingdoms, which shall come out of the earth. These 4 kingdoms came upon the earth and brought destruction to Israel. These kingdoms are the Babylonians, the head of gold, which who is described as a lion with eagle's wings, verse 4, and that's the Babylonians. The Medes and the Persian Empire, that came around in 539 BCE. Right town Cyrus the Great. If you read in the so-called Old Testament Book of Remembrance. And then after that, and then Alexander the Great, a lot of people said he died in a sexual disease. I disagree with that. I think he died and they poisoned him and they murdered him. He probably was a homosexual, but that's another topic. I will probably, a future topic I might do about why they hate this Bible or things like that. But, under Alexander the Great, that's the real truth about him if you research him in his history. They are described as the leopard and 4 wings, and verse 6, the lion, and, things like that. Yeah, Persia and Turkey are the bears, the Medes and the Persia. They were dark skinned too. The first 2 empires were dark nation. And that last great beast is not physical described. It is also terrible. It has no image, and it's image to be compared. But this is the Roman Empire, verse 7. Yeah, that's the Roman Empire. But a lot of people say all Roman wasn't Rome. Most people say all four of these kingdoms winds blew upon Israel and caused him great pain. But the Romans were the last of the winds. They were the ones to exile Israel and destroy Jerusalem in 70 AD. That's right, Titus Vespasian, and a lot of people attacked it. We are still under the same form of the Roman oppression, the same thing, the Greco-Roman influence. That's right. And the winds are still blowing upon Israel today. They have not let up because of this. Many of us are starting to awaken. We are now putting that flesh over these dry bones. Our enemies through Yah or Yahuwah are executing curses of Deuteronomy 28, Leviticus 26 on us. This is what is waking us up, making us hear the words of the Most High. But we must do more than hear. Following the scriptures prove further that 4 winds are the 4 powerful nations, but the mix of myriad clay were diverse, the 10 horns. Yeremiah 4 and 6. That's Jeremiah, Yeremiah, or Yeremiah Yahu, or Yeremiah. Verse 6. Set up the standard toward the Zion, retired, say, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north and the great destruction. 7 verse. The lion is coming from the thicket and destroyer of the Gentiles. It says destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. Why it said Gentiles in their Bible? And a lot of people say that's man. That's a lie. It's Gentiles. He's gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate. Israel and thy cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitation. This is referred to the Babylonians attacking Yahudah, known as Judah, Yahudah, what most people say. Notice the Babylonians are called the lions, just as they are described in the book of Daniel. Yeremiah 4 and 12, even Yeremiah 4 and 12, Jeremiah, even a full wind from those places shall come unto them, and now also will I give sentence against them. Verse 13, behold, he shall come upon up the clouds, and his chariots shall be as a whirlwind, and his horses as a swifter than the eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled. This is still speaking of the Babylon, the first of the 4 winds. In verse 12, they are called a full wind. In verse 13 says they are swifter than an eagle. In Daniel, they are said to be aligned with the eagles. But the Babylonians came upon Israel and blew a mighty wind, as it says, woe unto us, for we are spoiled. And that's what it said in Hosea 13 and 7. Hosea. That's the Hebrew name as well. Therefore I will be unto them as a lion and as a leopard. By the way I was observe them. Hosea 13 and 8. I will meet them as the bear, that's Persia, is breathed of her. Whelps and will rend the call of their heart, and there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall teeth them. Yahuwah is speaking about the 4 winds in these 2 verses. He says he will be unto us as lion. be unto us as a lion, Babylonians. Here's the Greeks. He will also observe us as a leopard, Greeks. And he will meet us as a bear, Medo-Persia, and will devour us like a lion and a wild beast, and Rome shall tear us up. That's the dragon. Yah is clear showing us that he is the one who called 4 winds upon us. He is the one that has allowed them to devour us. We are still being devoured, but after they have finished knocking us around, we will return. We will then understand what it is that Yah wants us to do. We are still in the period of having the wind blow upon us. We are breathing a little, but Israel is now in the process of becoming fully alive. Hosea 5:14. For will I be upon Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Yahudah, known as Judah, as in the Hebrew Yahudah, not Jews. That's something the Edomites made up. I will tear and go away. I will take away, and none shall rescue him. Hosea 5:15. I will go and return to my place, till they acknowledge their offense, seek my face in their affliction. They will seek me early. They will seek me early. Like the scripture says, seek me early, he says. Yahuwah, or Yah, that's what people say, is the cause of Israel's troubles. He said he will be a lion unto us, and he will tear down, but he said we will seek him in our affliction, and this is we are doing. We are being afflicted by the wind, and we are seeking his face. We will really be looking for Yah, or Yahuwah, during the Great Tribulation period, they would say, so-called Great Tribulation period. We out of that. I've explained that in my videos. Y'all is going like and all that, and they saying other things. Ezekiel 37:10, I prophesied and command, things like that. The scriptures and culture and lineage, and this is all the part. I don't have to get all this, but most of you know the story and the judgment throughout the earth. So this is the dry bones. I didn't want to read all the whole information so long. Time constraints. But so with that, I want to say, may Yahuwah bless you, get the understanding. All I want to say is shalom.